Hello. There. Okay, so we're getting better at this. I did like a really lame ass part 2 to this tutorial that I was doing, and so what we're doing now is a part 3 that is only going to be about 30 minutes, just because I don't have time to do more. I wanted to move it along significant, so hopefully that'll happen. Okay. What we're going to look at here is this. Let's see, I want to go back to the. Okay, so this is where we got a little hung up. Right here. By the way, the introduction that you're supposed to see. I'm still getting used to this tool. This is crazy. And this is where we went to. So this is where we stopped, right here. Basically, we got about 30 seconds down, and in about 45 minutes, and then I got stuck. I got stuck because I got an error, which I'll show you now. And the error is on the right side. So what was happening, actually I'll scroll up a smidge more. So what was happening is I was doing this. I was running the db save create posts, which was to create the migration. It says it right there, create migration. And so I did that. And then what happened is I got caught up on the information that was in the command line, like this. So then I was like, okay, yeah, and sure, I have to do migrate up. So I ran Prisma migrate up, and it crashed. And then I ran it again, and it crashed. I wrote one because I thought I don't need to write experimental. I haven't seen that before. So I kept trying that, and it kept crashing and crashing. Finally, okay, I started like reading through this, and I'm like, I can't find this. So I looked in there, and I thought, okay, well, I'm gonna tell it where to look, which I did right here. And it still didn't work. And I tried a few variations on that, and then it would say that I need to write file, and I'm thinking to myself, geez, like this is really far out of bounds. Like, so I'm doing this because I saw this in their tutorial video, and then I saw this, or then I made this one up, referring to the actual file, and still running down this. But the real problem was that I was doing this. I was not running Redwood's, which was, here we go. So instead of Prisma, I was running Prisma, their Prisma pattern rate, your Prisma migrate up, and what I should have been doing is writing Redwood's DBF, which is migrate the database. Actually, I created the migration, which you'll see code. You'll see the migration is here on the left side, right here. That got created when I ran the yarn redwood db save create posts. So then that created this one, migration in the db. Okay. And then when I did up, it should have created this and migrated the actual model. And so then, I was actually getting on track there a little bit, but then what happened, ironically, was the little changes that I had made earlier, trying to understand what was wrong, were actually bundling it up. So then I was like, okay, so looking down, running it again, I made some changes. See, I went from this dev db to URL ***, because I saw that, and then I made there was a final change that I made. think I did must use file. So no matter what, I had to use file. So then I switched to file, and then I did file the devdb, which is here, devdb, right? Which was created for me. So I did file devdb, following the instructions, and then I did yarn redwood up again. Where is it? Here we go. So I did yarn redwood up, and then that worked. Ironically, this is what got sent because I didn't do a new migration. So because I made those changes and then did migration. So then I went back here and I said yarn redwood database save create posts, and then it updated the database source, everything with this, and then when I did up, it ran everything correctly. There, it looks like everything went through, everything is wonderful, and then I followed on to the next step, which I'll get into in a second. But that was the area. So it's not really clear what to do in here. This looks like this is wrong. I should actually try that now. Let me just overcome this here. It's like that. And the coloring, I brought in the coloring. I had the plugin, but I had disabled it because I wasn't using Prisma. I wasn't using this for a little bit. So let me go back down here and rerun save create posts. So I'm rerunning the migration. I always get caught up in all the terminology on this one. I'm creating the migrations, and then I have to save it and okay, so that should be all good. Nothing is broken. Let's see here, go back up again, pre-scaffold, database up. Let's see if it crashes. All migrations complete. Okay, so I guess this was right, but my error in using the so ironically it says right here yarn rw db up, but I focused on what was happening in the command line and was no longer focused on the instructions, assuming that the command line instructions were part of RW's Redwood's instructions. So interesting mistake. Yeah, I mean, I like those kinds of mistakes. I mean, they're embarrassing, no doubt, but what can you do? So yeah, so you can see here now that I did a new save create posts, and then I did yarn rwdb up, and everything happened and everything was good. And that was all because that was all after I returned this to the stock line 3 of the Prisma file. So that was an error that I made, but I made it after I had accidentally started using the Prisma commands that we saw in the command line terminal. Then I was trying to get the term, and that's why this migrate experimental flag is probably in there, because it is probably experimental, but since everything with Redwood is experimental at 0.21, I think it's safe to say that they don't need to clarify. So we're going to go back to the code, and I'm going to test to see if that little change is absolutely correct. So yeah, everything looks good. Now we're going to go to posts, which I'm going to show how to set up right away here. There's a post, it's empty, which is great. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I did this. This is actually the next step. This is the coolest thing. Okay, so when you, let me make that smaller so you actually see it. Oops, hold on. This is where I my new Ninja skills, code view, VS Code, browser, pocket. Sure, why? Hold on 1 second. Holy crap, where'd it go? Okay, let me nuke that. Wow, using OBS, I'll tell you, if you ever watch a guy doing this and you think to yourself, that is super easy. I could totally do that. And let me tell you, it's like a million times harder than you think it is. Like a million times harder than you. Okay, let's see if that works. Yeah, I got it. Okay, let's go there. So bizarre. This is just killing my soul, all these little problems that I'm having. Okay, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going to just use window capture. I must have, maybe that's what I was for when it went all the, there it is. Yep, browser. That would have been cool. There we go. And it's the wrong one. Oh my god, this is so silly. Okay, blog. I don't understand what's happening. Honestly, I don't. I've been setting this up all afternoon, learning about it. It's not my first day doing it. For some reason, won't recognize any of my browser anymore. Okay, so I'm going to just make this go over there. There. Okay, so hacking it away today. So there you go. So you see this posts, and so what you want to take away from that is that this is where we're angling towards. We created the model for that, and then we created a migration, and then we updated the database, or in your case probably created the database and then created the model in the database all at once. So you followed from before, you got this. Now you've got the correct commands in our command line. And so now we're going to go back to the tutorial. Let's see that into there we go. Okay. Transition that over. Okay. Getting back on track is quite the effort. So this is where you are right now. You did this. You want to see the post, so you run this in your terminal right here. You scaffold out the post, which I've already done. That's why you see that. So I'm going to delete that. But let's go back up here where I ran it right here. See, I ran it just before I started, just to make sure. And so this is it right here. So what it does is, so you know, that's my kid in the background if you hear her. And so what happens is it creates the GraphQL posts, SDL. Then it creates the posts, then it creates a test for the posts, and then it creates the actual post format, which is what you're seeing in the browser view. Great. There. This is that file. So let's go back to okay. So then your you have your posts, and then you scaffold out your CSS, which you saw in the browser, and then you have your layouts and your pages, and it just creates all of this stuff. It's pretty amazing. Adding scaffolding roots. So now if we go to the roots, let's see here, go to our roots. On the website, right? Browse. Wait, it should, there we go, routes. And so there we go. Now we got all these posts set up. Like, wow, man, did you just do like a whole bunch of work for me? So let's go back. So assuming you ran that, or you will run that, you want to see what it'll look like. So this is what you're seeing. Let's create a new post. You can click that, or you can go back. Notice the route, by the way. I'm not sure if I actually leave the route on there. Yeah, so you can't see the route, but that's okay. It just says /posts. So I create a route, and I say, you know, woohoo, I finally made it. Redwood does so much stuff so fast and so well that it's awesome. Okay, so I save the post, and there you go. So now I can show it, I can edit it, save it, and delete it. Okay, and it's persistent. See, there it is. It's in the database, and you're golden. Okay, so that's pretty much like lickety split. You're rocking the database. So let's go back to our tutorial. So now we're done that, and we can see at the post. There you see it. This is actually quite a long instruction set, so let's keep going down. We did the new post, which I thought was pretty cool. That's right here. It's our new blog post. And then did we create a post in the database and then show that post here on this page? Yes, we did. Try and create another. Can totally do that. I won't do that this time. But what if we collect edit? Okay, let's do that. I didn't do that. Let's see. Awesome. But you are more awesome. And by you, I mean anybody watching this video and putting up with my dribble. There we go. It's updated, and I refresh, and it's still there. So now we have persistence. That means the database is working. Okay, but what if we click delete? Okay, let's click delete. And it's gone. Refresh, gone. All those interactions came with the scaffolding that we just did. So I'm going to just bring that up again just so you see it, and it like weld it into your brain. Let's see, go over here, transition. Let's see where it is. Yarn RWG scaffold post. Okay, so let's go back. Now we're rocking this post again, still some more. Okay, so Redwood just created all the pages, components, and necessary to perform a CRUD action on your posts table. That is so awesome. So awesome. We got new post, we got edit, update. If we go by this, we got create, we got read, which we saw, we got update, which we saw, and we got delete. Like that happened in, what is that, like 18 characters. That doesn't get any easy. And it had CSS, stock CSS. Here's what happened when we ran this console. Oh, there we go. Okay. Added an SDL file to define several GraphQL queries in the. So what's an SDL file? This is what I do. intelligent language content company. I do not think that that's what they're talking about. Let me just say SDL file, and I go Prisma. Grasp me a little. There we go. SDL, schema definition language. Crap, that's why that looks so familiar. Okay. Has its own language to write GraphQL schemas. Okay. Yeah, because I've been looking at this for a while. That makes total sense. Neat, eh? And so if you look at this, right, everybody can see it? Yeah, right. So if you look at this, and then you go back to our code, just get that up there. Right, let's see. And we're rocking the scheme Prisma. There we go. So now if we wanted to, we could say, let's look at our, like looking at that code and seeing the post, like we could go over here and take a look at our schema definition and maybe think to ourselves, why don't we knock that off somehow to create another one? So I'm going to put that into code. Literally, I'm going to just copy and paste one just to, let's do that. So copy and paste, boom, type. So instead of type, we say model, say ID, say ID. Neat actually how there's quite a few little things here that are different. Ooh, look at this one. Let's see, post. Oops. Post. Meeting today. Blog. There you go. String, ID, title, blah, 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 blah. Name, post. So we want to go. I don't know if we want to go on. Let's go author. Author. That makes more sense. And you have a blog. CID. That wasn't me. At least I don't think it was. And we go int. I always really like to stay consistent. What's happening? Also, so title, string. Oh, let's go on. Well, must have at least criteria that has. Okay, let's go over here. Auto income. There we go. Get off our case, right? But the ID, the name of the author, right? And then probably created at, then oh, and then what's another one? Probably we need to do something with relations. Let's see how Redwood does relations. Back to the tutorial. Skip up a bit here, go back, and then relation, schema relation, problem with scaffold code, support for DB run correctly. Or do you hire your how to use? Okay. Cool, author name. So we need like an email. Email string. Oh, they got one there. All they call it there is user. Like it. And then, oh, here we go. So I'm going to just copy this just because I want to use it. Let's see, okay, so this will be blog, and it'll be a post at relation posts at relation. I don't think that would be quite right. Ah, there it is. There. Okay, so it's the opposite. They're associating a single, yeah, because there'd be a one-to-many. So each user would have many posts. Okay, so it'd be actually like this, and then this. Copy there. Something. Actually go up here. Then we go author. There. Here. Here value. Refer to. Yeah. Okay. So fields. ID. So maybe we should have. It's interesting. Okay. You know what? Let's take that whole thing and see what snaps. Author and author ID. Okay, there we go. Let's see what we got. Cool. Everything's lined up. I like it. Not a big fan of doing stuff in. Okay. So let's whip this bad boy up. I'm going to hopefully install that. That's great. It was all taken from here. Okay. And now what I want to do is I want to go back to my console and I want to go back, grab the C1, 2, 3, save. I'm just going to keep going with that. Save posts, create author. Authors. Sure. So what do I got? Boop. And up. Flip it totally diabolical. Okay, so I have no idea if this is gonna like break crap or whatever. Everything looks good though, so I'm going back to my posts. So let's show you that. There we go. This is where I was, just so you know. Okay, but I want to go back. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so now we're posts. So now we want to create one. See what happens. We got title body, blah blah blah. This is the worst best tutorial ever. Yeah, and we all love ice cream. Yeah, I'm one of those people that has to write something silly. Okay. Invocation, missing a required value. Create one post input. Okay, this kind of makes sense. because we just like shuffled this deck huge. So I wonder if I can just lazy pants this and go back all the way up to where I did. Where was it? It's in my schema here. Let's go back. Sorry, scroll. The bottom, here we go. Let's generate everything we need to perform our actions, but let us get some sample posts in there so we can start like, okay. So you see that, let's go back to our terminal. Let's try that post and see if it piles it up. It might literally just like rush it, generating scaffold. Okay, here we go. Right file, adding already exists. Done. Okay, that may be a good thing. Let's try it again. Okay, let's try. I'm gonna take you back. I'm doing it alone. Let's see. Okay, so I'm refreshing. Take it back. I'm gonna just start and stop stuff on my terminal here. Building it, just want to see it working again. You just never know if like there's something that's not working quite right, to be honest. Okay, so refresh the posts. Great one. That free ice cream. My wife loves ice cream, so okay, that's cool. So in my terminal, probably it's going to be more interesting. I will read out casually what happened in the browser. Invalid Prisma post create invocation data title. It's the worst post ever. Actually, that was interesting. Let me take it back to the browser. So it says here the title. So it's giving me the payload. Plus user plus create author argument user for data used dot user is missing. Note lines with plus are required. Lines with the question mark are optional. Neat. Okay. Okay, so part of the problem right now is so super obvious. Okay, so let me pull up the code view so we can see it, and then we'll stop for tonight. So this is the thing. See what I did here in my code that totally screwed it all up, but was fun anyway. Is this stuff is all like this. I need to have like a user, like an author. I basically totally messed it up as soon as I did that. I'm gonna pull this out, comment that out. Author ID, pull that out. Created at. Okay, so now everything is good. Is there anything interesting? I don't really care if I don't. Okay, so let's go back to terminal. I'm gonna pull that over. We're gonna do the couple processes again. See, I don't know about you, but I feel like screwing up posts. Why it keeps double quotes? I swear to God, I don't understand what I'm not seeing there. Okay, showing what was taken out, showing what was changes. That's still commented out, so it doesn't matter. Or that's what's added. My bad. And then, of course, don't follow this experimental here. We want to do yarn RW up. See if we can recover my terrible. Okay, well that's running. I'm going to bring browser back. So that you just zip, do a and save. Oh, that's probably error. Ice cream, all screen. Oops, try to save it. Yeah, the browser. Ooh. Let's go back here. The last one. Okay. 31. So invalid post create invocation. I wonder if this is what I was saying before about I need. Yeah, so okay. Go back here to where there's for sure. Gonna see me in the terminal. GraphQL, blah blah blah. Post find many information failed to validate the query field does not exist. Dot. Okay. Yes, so I think the might be, I'm gonna just try to do scaffolding. Well, I think that we'll have to call it a night there because I'll have to do some debug, walk back what I did, but that's okay. You know, like this is how you learn. This is literally how you learn. So now, so this is where we'll end tonight. I'll do some black magic, or that might not be an appropriate phase anymore. Apparently, some of these terms are racist. Like apparently the terminology from Git. Who'd have thought? So since I don't know, I would rather. And then that's definitely an area where I don't go. I just don't want to go there. Yeah. So, okay. So we've got our error. We're gonna look into that, and then tomorrow or the next day we'll start back here. Okay. Have a great evening, and thank you so much for tuning in. And this was a little goodbye. That was me chilling out over Christmas, and that's my daughter. So anyway, have a wonderful evening. Cheers. Bye bye.